StudioDelay is a brand new plugin in Cubase 14 that allows you to create anything, from lush echoes to experimental soundscapes. And it's incredibly easy to use. Let's listen to it. The StudioDelay plugin in Cubase 14 allows you to get a great sound with minimal effort. Let's listen to it on a completely dry vocal.
I better come home. Tonight I'm gonna make it on my own.
Now let's activate the StudioDelay, and the first thing we need to select is our pattern right here. So as you can see, we have several patterns that you can pick from, and this makes it incredibly easy to come up with some amazing delay patterns. For example, let's play the first one.
I better come home. Tonight I better come home. Tonight I'm gonna make it on my own.
The third one is a typical ping-pong delay.
I better come home. Tonight I'm gonna make it on my own.
And of course, you can experiment with all the different patterns. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to reset all the parameters here so we can only hear the delay in action. And I'm going to show you what you can do with these sliders here. To begin with, we have the feedback. As always, we have the delay time, and we can set it right here. So let's have a listen.
I better come home. Tonight I'm gonna make it on my own.
The first thing that we can do is use the filter bank to make our delay a little bit more compact and make it sit nicely in the mix. So if we don't want our delay to have the low end and too much top end, we can make it a little bit darker and remove some of the rumble.
I better come home. Tonight I'm gonna make it on my own.
This way we achieve this classic tape delay kind of sound. The next we can do to help get this vintage vibe is use the edge control here. So the more edge we add, the more saturated the sound is going to be and the more vintage vibe our delay is going to have.
I better come home. Tonight I'm gonna make it on my own. I better come home.
Next thing in line is a modulation section, and with this one we can add chorus, flanger or phaser. Let's try it out.
I better come home. Tonight I'm gonna make it on my own. I better come home. I've waited for this moment for so long. And just
so you can create some really psychedelic sounds out of this. Next we have a distortion module. This allows us to pick between 3 types of distortion. Let's try the overdrive.
I better come home. Tonight I'm gonna make it on my own. I better come home. I've waited for this moment for so long. And just rule the game.
Next, we can add a reverb and we can choose between short, medium, and long. Let's try a long one.
I better come home. Tonight I'm gonna make it on my own.
And the next one is pitch, and this is really fun because we can alter the format, the pitch and the format, and just the pitch. So you can create those intricate modern delay effects.
I better come home. Tonight I'm gonna make it on my own. I better come home.
The special control gives you a wider sound for your delay, and we also have the option to set all the effects to post or loop position. This plugin is also resizable, and don't forget, if you want to get creative with any of the plugins, you can use a modulator to modulate any of the parameters. In this case, let's try and modulate the filter bank with an LFO modulator. So I'm going to click right here, and I'm going to modulate the low cut and the high cut.
I better come home. Tonight I'm gonna make it on my own. I better come home.
And you know what? While we're at it, let's automate the volume of the vocal with a step modulator here, and let's see what effects we can get.
I better come home.
Loads of fun. These were just a few examples of what StudioDelay can do for you. Have fun with it, and I'll see you on the next one.